Alright, we're down here at Bridgie's place. We're here for the Triumph launch for the TF250X. We're at the ADB Adventure Bike Shootout. Mitch has invited us down for a ride. We've got a Ducati, KTM, Husky, Beamer, and a Triumph. The riders, we've got Mitch from ADB, Wazza, Matt Boyd, Briggsy, and myself. So it's going to be a fun couple of days. Put these bikes through their paces.
The adventure ride, we're doing a 800 and 900cc Comparo. We've got everything from the Triumph Tiger 900 Rally Pro to the KTM 890, the Husqvarna 901, we've got the Ducati Desert X Rally, and we've also got the BMW F 900 GS. So we're going from Mandalong on the central coast of New South Wales up to Nundle and back. We're going to take the Barry Road, which is a pretty famous road for this part of the world in the New England high country. So we're looking forward to it, and we've got lucky with the weather too. It's sunny, it's dry, it's hot, and believe it or not, this is the last week of winter. So I think we're going to hit 30 degrees or something on Thursday. So that's good. It's good news. We're looking forward to it. Lots of river crossings and hopefully a chance to cool down.
So we're leaving from my house at Mandalong on the central coast of New South Wales. We're riding up through the Wadigans. Over the Wadigan range, and then we're heading out through Cessnock, for Colburn, out that way, out through Branxton, and then heading all the way out through to Tamworth/Nundle. I'm going to do, there's 13 creek crossings and some pretty cool trails, so it's going to be interesting to see how we go. Probably about 350 to 500 k's all up, he said, and yeah, just depending on how bad or good it is how well we make time.
So which one are you looking forward to riding most?
Probably this girl, the KTM. Looks a bit like a Dakar bike. A bit more streamlined, not as bulky in the tank and that as some of the others. And then probably the Triumph Tiger, actually. I think they're the two picks. They all look really good, but I can't wait to ride all of them, to be honest.
Running repairs, loose bar end.
Getting used to it, but I'm a little bit tall for it. I think a step seat, you know, I've never been a fan of them and can't quite get back far enough, but yeah, it does everything well.
Good fun. This is one of the only bikes in this group that I haven't ridden, so I thought I'd start on it. We've done a mix of bitumen and kind of open dirt roads like this we have in the Wadigan State Forest, and it's good. It's awesome. In Enduro Pro mode for all this stuff, and it handles it pretty well.
Getting used to the power of the handling and the difference in them, the weight and the way they steer and that, but yeah, it's been really fun. Some amazing roads already and scenery, so it's really good.
This thing's super capable in this stuff, especially with the dirt orientated tyres on. It's yeah, sticking to the ground really well. I've got it in the off-road mode and really happy, really comfortable on it.
Just stopped in for a lunch break. Pretty good. Croft pies, thank you. Switching out bikes and I'm jumping on the Triumph. The Ducati was awesome. Try and get through 2 bikes today and 3 tomorrow.
Big day. Maybe, I don't know, what's 300 and something k's. It's not actually that many kilometres, but for some reason on an adventure hike, I guess when you're trying to get photos and videos, and a lot of dirt, it seems to take a lot longer than 300 kilometres should. It was good fun. We're here in one piece. We nearly hit about 30 roos in that last half an hour. It's about 5 PM and we're in Nundle. So we'll refuel, get up and go again at 6:30 in the morning, try to go out to Barry Road. We noticed that the road is closed between Glenrock and Barry, so we're going to speak to the public and make sure that we can get through. Hopefully it's not a road that's fallen apart or water over, so we'll see what happens.
Good thing you're a mechanic.
Off.
What are your chances you bumped into a mechanic on the...
Well, when we got the flat tyre on my bike, the same on the back, and it was a nail again.
Yeah.
That was on the first day of the trip. This is the
Guy
last
pulls
day
up
of
in
the
a
trip.
full
So, Barry Road. Where did you guys come from?
today. Back Bingra.
I'm from Tarroo.
Yep.
Oh, but from north. We come from Bingra today.
Mate, you are such a nice dude.
Just doing my duties, helping out a fellow biker.
Is it kind of like a doctor if you didn't speak up and help?
Yeah, it's like it's code. You either got to disappear really fast or jump in and lend a hand.
Day 2, so we're leaving Nundle and we're heading back down south, back towards the central coast. We're going to take Barry Road this morning. We couldn't take it yesterday afternoon because there was a sign that said it was closed between Glenrock and Barry. So we just were a bit unsure. We're running out of daylight, so we took another dirt road that was also pretty epic into Nundle. So this morning we're going to check out Barry Road and actually see if we can get through. We asked the publican at the pub, he said he was a bit unsure. He knows some guys have come through, but yeah, he was not entirely sure. So I guess we'll find out this morning.
For me, I think it's hard to beat the KTM and the Husky on the dirt, but the Triumph was the biggest standout to me actually on the road, and it was probably the best engine I felt of the bunch.
For me, comfort's a big thing, and that was something I noticed varied between bikes. My age, all the aches and pains are coming back to haunt me again, and comfort, as I said, is a big thing. You're doing big days, long days, you can't enjoy it if you're not comfortable. But we had a good variety of stuff today. Went right up into the upper parts of the Hunter Valley that I've never ever been to before, didn't know existed. Bloody cold this morning, cold as a mother-in-law's smile, but soon warmed up.
Amazing experience. All the bikes were really good. Enjoyed all of them. They each have their own characteristics that suit different parts of different terrain, which was really enjoyable, and it was really good to see the different options out there. There were certain things that you liked about each bike, but it was just such an enjoyable experience and really good riding. Amazing to see the countryside, and ADB I was lucky enough to be with them and do that adventure. Is pretty cool.
Well, we survived, bikes and bodies. We got to Nundle and back probably 300 or 400 Ks each way, kind of a mix of fire road, four-wheel drive track, rough, kind of snotty, not really single track, but twin track, and a bit of highway as well. We did this comparo with the 800 and 900cc adventure bikes you can get from all the big manufacturers. The only manufacturer that wasn't here was CF Moto. We did invite them. They have an 800 MT, but unfortunately they had an admin issue with some registrations, so they aren't here, so don't hold that against us. But the rest were here. Everything from the Ducati to the Husky, Kato, BMW, and the Triumph. And it's been fun. It's been really good fun. We've done the 20 river crossings up near Nundle. We've come back through Wollombi, through Olney, out this side of kind of Cessnock. And yeah, we've really had a chance to kind of test each bike on a highway and each bike in the dirt. We even did some single track. So we got a good gauge on where each bike sits and how well it performs in those particular scenarios. And I think probably each bike has a strength and each bike has a weakness. And yeah, I think when you punch out that many Ks in such a short period of time over 2 days, you really get a gauge on what those are. So, all right, so the KTM 890, let's start with this one. This is, as a dirt bike mag, this has traditionally been the most off-road of the adventure bikes, and I think that kind of shone through with this test. Feels the most like a big enduro bike. Even the seat is quite flat. It doesn't have the stepped second seat like some of them do. So we liked that about the bike. This came with probably the best set of tyres, those Dunlop D606s, I think. That excellent tyre for the kind of dirt that we were doing. And yeah, power was good, the bike sounds unreal. I found I was a little bit hunched over. I'm about 188 centimetres, a little bit hunched over to get to the handlebars. That was the only gripe I had with the KTM. All right, and then over to the BMW, we've got the F900. So this is Beamer's new high-end capacity kind of bike. And yeah, it was probably better suited to a bit more touring, more open roads, more bitumen than say some of the other bikes we found in some of the snotty, nasty, rocky, gross sections. Yeah, the suspension just clunked a little bit more than the other bikes, and it felt a lot of those rocks that have embedded into the dirt that feel like bricks. But apart from that, the motor was really good. I also had an issue where I couldn't get my size 11 boot under and click up gears that easily. I had to move my foot around. Yeah, one thing that kind of stuck with me. But apart from that, it's a Beamer, so you're buying quality, and yeah, the motor was really good. All right, switching across to the Triumph Tiger 900 Rally. This was probably the standout. We all were surprised by this bike. Triumph, you know, traditionally until the motocross bike they've recently had, have done more road-based bikes, but all of us really liked this bike. The motor is the standout in this bike too. It's so smooth and that gearbox is so smooth. We also like that the suspension is really smooth. Now, it's probably softer than the Kato and the Husky, but it soaked up all that little debris really well, so it felt really plush to ride. We also liked the standing position was really comfortable, and we liked the fact that you could lift the seat up because we had a few highway stretches to do to get the buffering out of our face. One thing that was needed to change was that we had to bring the seat up. It's got two heights. We have to lift the seat up because it has a stepped seat, so he felt like he sat in it a bit. So it does have a slightly more cramped feel than the other ones when you're sitting down, but apart from that, it was probably the one that took us by surprise. All right, across the Ducati Desert X Rally. This is the Rally is their new version of the Desert X, and as you can see, it looks in full Dakar spec. We think it looks the best. It's probably the most attractive bike, although the rear end is a weird looking thing. It almost looks a bit agricultural. Anyway, this seat we love. It's flat. You can move around on the seat a lot. It's not steps, so you don't feel like you're locked into the bike. It's easy to stand up. It's easy to sit down. We really liked the standing position. It had a real neutral. You didn't have to bend over too far. You didn't have to kind of awkwardly grip with your knees. It was really well situated for standing up. So we love that ergonomic side of it. The motor was good, the gearbox was good. The suspension is probably soft-ish like the Tiger again. We noticed it just blew through a couple of times, whereas two of the other bikes didn't probably blow through as much, but only when we were taking on big hits. And then the only other thing we found was odd was you can't change the modes in the mapping until you're actually moving. So if you want to go from road to dirt, you actually have to get moving to change that. But speaking of modes, one of the things we loved about it was the fact you can change within the map everything from throttle sensitivity to overall power to ABS to traction control. That was so adjustable, and that made it an excellent adventure bike in the dirt. Stay tuned for a full feature on ADB. We'll break down what we liked about each of these bikes and who we think would suit each bike and where they should probably go with it.